In this video, I'm going to give you a leg workout routine. This workout is going to make sure that we get the most stimulus from our legs. And wait, no, that can't be right. The title says using machines at Planet Fitness. No. No. I'm just kidding. Yeah, a workout routine using machines at Planet Fitness. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and this is coming from my experience in the gym and working with professional bodybuilders. I never saw them doing barbell squats or deadlifts. One of them was a coworker of mine. One day him and I are in the gym and I asked him, I said, by the way, what do you squat? What do you deadlift? I've never seen him do squats or deadlifts. And he tells me, he says, I don't squat. I don't do deadlifts. And when you hear that, you're like, what do you mean you don't do squats or deadlifts? You're doing 400 or 500 pounds. Those are the exercises you're supposed to do to get big. And he said, I don't do them. He said, you get to a point where the risk is higher than the reward. So I do leg presses and do things on the Smith machine instead. And he's right. When you get to a certain point, that risk is going to be a lot higher than the reward. But am I saying you should just forget the barbell squat, deadlift, or barbell bench press? No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you think you have to have that equipment in order to build substantial muscle, you actually don't. I like doing barbell squats and deadlifts and bench press, but I also have a membership at Planet Fitness where they don't have any barbells. They just have the Smith machine. And if you're like me and you don't have access to barbells, I want to tell you, you can still build muscle. So I'm done talking. Let's jump into it with our first exercise, the hamstring curl on the machine. And make sure you stay until the end where I'll give you guys a more advanced routine. Doing a hamstring exercise first can be really beneficial if you have any knee discomfort when doing your quads. So I'm going to do the lying hamstring curl first, 3 sets for 15 repetitions and only rest 60 seconds. The only reason I chose the lying hamstring curl is because the seated hamstring curl machine wasn't available. But I would prefer to use the seated hamstring curl over the lying hamstring curl. The next exercise is the Smith machine squat. But to do the squat on the Smith machine, we have to talk about our form first. The Smith machine is at an angle. The reason the Smith machine is at an angle is because this is a phenomenal Smith machine for the bench press. However, when you do a squat, the plane of motion is vertical. It's not at an angle. But don't worry, we can easily fix this issue by turning it into a hack squat machine. How we do that is we put our feet forward at shoulder width apart and we position ourselves at an angle that follows the bar path. Because it does turn into a hack squat, this mainly focuses on our quads. However, if we do a full range of motion, we can activate our glutes and hamstrings a little bit more because the deeper we go, the more our glutes and hamstrings are activated. Because our legs are warmed up from the hamstring curls, we're doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions and resting 90 seconds. Since we just did an exercise on the Smith machine, let's do another exercise that focuses more on the glutes and hamstrings. The next exercise will be the straight leg deadlift. This differs from the conventional deadlift in that we're not bending our knees. This workout is aimed for beginners, so if you don't feel comfortable doing the straight-legged deadlift, you can grab a pair of dumbbells and do a Romanian deadlift. If you're not sure about the form or technique on how to do the Romanian deadlift, you can go check out my video on the Romanian deadlift versus the conventional deadlift, where I go over form and how to do each exercise. And even though I do a demonstration with the barbell, the movement with the dumbbells is the exact same. I like to do the straight-legged deadlift because I feel like I get a better stretch and contraction in the movement compared to other exercises. Also with this exercise, I do something a little bit different. Obviously, I go slow on lowering of the bar, but when I reach the bottom, I let go of the bar. That way it stops any momentum that I may have from lifting the weight. I really feel a better contraction and better stretch when I do this. For this exercise, we're going to do 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions and only rest 60 seconds. After the straight leg deadlift, we're going to move back to our quads with the leg press. There's 2 different types of leg presses. There's the machine leg press and the plated leg press in my gym. But because this leg workout is mainly focusing on machines, I'm going to show you guys the leg press that doesn't have any plates. The con about any leg press is because of the lack of range of motion, it's mainly a quad exercise. You may have heard someone say, oh, if you put your feet higher, you can actually work your glutes and your hamstrings and it focuses on that more. When in actuality, all it does is bend your lower back and tighten your hip flexors. When I do the leg press, I like to position the seat as low as possible, so that way when I'm doing the exercise, I keep constant tension on the quads when I go down to 90 degrees. This exercise, we're doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions and only resting 60 seconds. If you're enjoying the video so far, smash the like button. Also, if you're a fan of these videos, you should subscribe, because I'm opening up an email list and you'll be one of the first people to get exclusive access to advanced workout routines that I don't have on the channel. And they will be absolutely free. Our next machine is the hip abductor machine. The hip abduction machine is really good for your glute medius as well as your knee health. So this isn't a hypertrophy exercise as much as it is a leg exercise to improve your hips. And for this, we're doing 2 sets of 15 repetitions and only resting 60 seconds. We work the outside of our hips. Let's work the inside of our hips with the other machine, the hip adductor machine. Same idea. It's not much of a hypertrophy exercise as much as it is a hip health exercise. So just like the hip abduction machine, we're only doing 2 sets, 15 repetitions and resting 60 seconds. Finally, I want to finish with our calves, and we're going to do the calf raise machine. The calf raise machine is a solid thing to finish with if you're trying to overload your calves, because you can get to a point where holding dumbbells can be too difficult, so the calf raise machine can fill in nicely. And this exercise, we're going to do 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions and rest only 30 seconds. Now, if you skipped ahead to the more advanced routine, I'm not going over anything like form and all that, because you are the kind of person that knows exactly what they're doing. Congratulations. Let's start out this more advanced routine with, again, the hamstring curl. But now we're going to do something called an AMRAP. The AMRAP means as many repetitions as possible. So the first set, we're going to do 15 repetitions, but for the second and third set, we're going to keep the same weight and do as many repetitions as we can until we get back to 15. The next exercise, we're switching it up. We're going to go ahead and do the leg press and get that out of the way. The leg press I'm going to do this time is the plated leg press, because we're going to add a little bit more weight. However, just like with the hack squat, we're going to slowly lower the plate and then push off at a normal pace. To make sure that we're not spending too much time loading the plates on and off, we're going to do higher repetitions of 12 to 15. But in order to keep our heart rate up, we're still only resting 60 seconds. But just like with the hack squat, we're going to do 4 sets of these. After the leg press, we're going to move on to the Bulgarian split squat. The Bulgarian split squats are going to really wear out your legs, and they're also really good for the glutes, hamstrings, as well as the quads. We're keeping up with our higher repetition idea because we're not resting in between each leg. Once you're done with one leg, you're immediately going to go to the other, and then you're going to switch back. There's no resting after you're done with both legs. And we're also doing 3 sets of these bad boys. The next exercise we're going to do is the leg extension machine. Now, this exercise gets a bad reputation because of the stress it puts on the ACL, the anterior cruciate ligament. However, we can take some of that stress off by doing one leg at a time with lighter weights and higher repetitions. This exercise is the same idea as the Bulgarian split squat. We're not resting in between each leg, and we're doing higher repetitions of 12 to 15, as well as only 3 sets. Now, this is my more advanced routine. You can add in the hip exercises as well as the calf raise exercise. I don't have anything more advanced for that other than maybe add in another set. This advanced routine is something that more or less I would do if I was working my legs out at Planet Fitness. Personally, for me, I would add in a few more things, but then that's giving way too much information to you guys. So if you do end up doing the beginner workout routine or the advanced routine, leave a comment and let me know how you felt after doing the workout. Was it too easy? Was it too hard? And if you still think this workout routine is too easy for you, then I would suggest doing this more than 1 time a week. Working out the same muscle group more than 1 time a week is key to hypertrophy. Thank you guys so much for watching the video.